New at 6:30, a number of people in East Nashville are receiving notices saying that they never paid for parking tickets in the 5 Points area.
Only problem is they say they never got those tickets in the first place because they weren't parked there. News Channel 5's Jesse Knutson joins us live from the parking lot in question in East Nashville. Jesse, a lot of people are wondering what went on here.
Yes, they are. Plenty of people use this premier parking lot when they come to visit 5 Points in East Nashville. But it appears as though that they gave out tickets to people who weren't even parked here and who didn't break any rules.
It didn't make any sense.
Over the weekend, Benjamin Bishop got some news he wasn't expecting.
I actually have never gotten a parking ticket since I've moved to Nashville. I definitely would remember my first one.
But lo and behold,
I haven't gotten one yet.
Benjamin got a letter saying he never paid for a parking ticket he received while in this lot in East Nashville run by Premier Parking. Because of the popularity of 5 Points here in East Nashville, it can be hard to find a place to park. But there are some lots where you can punch in your number and pay. The only problem is, Benjamin Bishop says he never parked in this parking lot. He usually parks up on the street where he can park for free. The letter from Premier Parking claims that Benjamin parked in the lot 3 months ago and got a ticket for not paying.
Well, this is the notice I got in the mail saying I owe $85.
Even though he says he hasn't parked in that lot for years.
Well, there's parking behind Drifters, behind 5 Points Pizza, and if I'm going to one of those restaurants, I'll park there.
A simple mistake? Maybe. But Benjamin found out that other people who claimed they had not parked there received the same letter.
If the amount indicated has not been paid within 14 days, we will be forced to forward
your information to a third-party collections agency. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. That's pretty strong wording.
Brian Hicks has lived in East Nashville for more than a decade, and he says he hasn't parked in that lot for at least 6 months, contradicting what the letter claims.
Normally, if you get a ticket, you'll find it on your windshield.
And that's the big issue here. Multiple people have received these letters, but never received a ticket on their car. And the proof is in the pudding. Since we started looking into this story, multiple people have reached out to Premier Parking, and Premier Parking could find no evidence of a ticket being issued. Normally, Premier Parking will take a picture of the ticket on the car and put it in a file, but none of those pictures exist.
And if that's the case, then Premier Parking certainly has a lot to answer for. What about the people who get the letter and end up paying an $85 fine for something that's not justified?
We obtained an email exchange between one of the customers and Premier Parking. In it, Premier Parking acknowledged an internal error with switching systems at this lot. The company went on to say, if you had parked or received a ticket from us at any time, the migration may have pulled your information from the system over to the new service. Meaning, if you ever parked in this parking lot, whether it be 3 months ago or 3 years ago, it's possible the system could have falsely given you a ticket, and 3 months later, you could have received one of these letters.
And hopefully this gets straightened out and people don't have to pay $85 because that really sucks.
Now, because it's company policy for those riding tickets to take a picture, both Brian and Benjamin were able to get their tickets voided. So if you got one of these letters and you think that you shouldn't have gotten a ticket or you didn't park in this parking lot sometime in the recent future or recent past, then you can reach out to the company and you can see if it was a mistake or if you indeed have to pay that ticket. Live in East Nashville, Jesse Knutson, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Jesse.